I'm really excited to be here. And I am enduring. So if you know me, then you know that I've lost about 75 pounds on Peloton. And so you definitely are free to look at me. Thank you. So I am Aisha Adams, and our talk today is on endurance. So my cheat code is to tell you what a lot of other smart people who I love have said about endurance before I dive into what I have to say, because I definitely want to make sure you get something out of this. So I have endured a lot of things, and we'll talk about some of those things. And these are some sayings or some quotes that have gotten me through, some endurance affirmations, if you will. One is, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. And I have that on the wall of my Peloton room, and I see it every day, and I shoot at the bird often. We can do hard things. This is a Peloton saying by Coach Jess Sims. And so I have to remind myself in the midst of things that are hard that I can do hard things well. How you do anything is how you do everything. This girl here is a Jess Sims fan, huh? Exactly. How you do anything is how you do everything, which is usually something I say to myself when I want to quit, or I want to go short, or I don't want to do things in the way that I know that they're supposed to be, and I have to give myself the pep talk. I spent a lot of time studying old Martin Luther King and Malcolm X talks last year for Juneteenth. So I'm like a walking MLK and Malcolm X quoter. And this is: the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of convenience and comfort, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. And then, because I Peloton, I took the hike with Oprah and Gail to prepare for this talk for y'all. And Oprah said, if you can only see your feet 1 foot at a time. The Quran promises those who face difficulty and yet persist on the right path double the reward. If you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. That's another Martin Luther King quote. And then my specialty, fuck shit, goddamn, I got it. Right? I think my first big test of endurance happened in 2001 when I found out that I was going to be having a little boy. I was a senior in college in the last semester when I had my son, and before he was 2 years old, he was diagnosed with diabetes. And I was, a young, dumb 20-year-old and really didn't understand the fight that I would have before me in that journey, because he was a type 1 diabetic, which means there's no amount of diet or exercise or eating right that can change the fact that his pancreas does not make insulin. He was a badass, and I was a single mom on welfare and food stamps, and I was trying to get through college. And I did not realize that I was enduring. I was actually living my best life. Broke, alone, but happy. My son has been a source of inspiration and strength to me, and is definitely by far of all the things I've accomplished, the most important. He's 22, y'all, and the work is still not done. I am still paying college tuition. I am still sending $100 here and there. I am still helping him get his suit and still helping him build confidence and character and resilience, and that work is never done. So stand up if you are a parent enduring parenting. The nappy thought I want you to take away from this is enduring is legacy. Every day that I wake up and I endure what I deal with my son, with his challenges and his struggles, I am actually investing in my legacy. He give me a lot of headaches, y'all, right? And he stresses me out a lot, but it's all good because enduring as a mother has been my greatest title. In 2020, I had a banner year. I mean, it was like literally I had my Cardi B year. Anybody in here know who Cardi B is? Like I had my Cardi B year in 2020. So many amazing things happened. The first thing is we did launch the Lenore Ryan Equity and Diversity Institute. Before that, though, I was featured in Forbes. I won the MLK Association Service Award. I won the Woman Up Award. I won top 25 in business at my university. It was just like a banner year. And the day that I got ready to accept my Woman Up Award, which is the prettiest award I have, it's the biggest award I have, definitely solidifying my title as trophy wife. It was so heavy, like really heavy. And I was walking across the stage to accept this award, and I thought to myself, I could really just pass out and die right now. I feel horrible. So I walked back to my husband, limped back to my husband, and we went to Hope Cancer Center, and I found out I had not only an irregular mammogram and fibroids, but also 3 blood clots in my lower leg. And so while I was making more money than I ever made before in my life and experiencing like high levels of success, I had not taken very good care of myself. And I realized that if you're not enduring, you are actually dead, and that endurance is about being well enough to do the work. And wellness, rejuvenation, are all components of endurance. So as you sit and you work on these creative endeavors like an institute, or you work on your marketing campaigns, your content creation, your wellness is a component of that. How well you feel is a component of that. There's no amount of money that can secure your health, right? So I had all the money I could think that I could want to make, like literally going from welfare to 6 figures, but I had issues that I could not pay for. Do you know what I mean? I had things that I couldn't pay for. I was 250 pounds, 3 blood clots, irregular mammogram, and needed a hysterectomy. Oh, and of course, we were in the middle of COVID. So like I'm going to the doctors and I'm like, I might die at the doctor's office too, by the way. So I'm going in and out of the hospital and doing all these things. And the big lesson for me was that my health is my wealth. My mental wellness is my wealth. My ability to love my family and show up in places where other people might not think it's important, that's my wealth. And so I had to redefine what wealth meant to me so that I can endure and to be here to endure. So for me in 2020, I learned the importance of taking good care of myself in order to endure, to prepare to endure, to be ready to endure. That wasn't my first time having like a really serious health scare. In 2014, which was another banner year for me, I quit teaching at Asheville High, which is why I came here to be a teacher. But I was teaching at the time, and I was driving, running late. I had to pick up my son, running late, running home, and we were in the car, and a car hydroplaned upside down into a body of water. I broke my neck, I broke my wrist, I broke my leg, and it was the best day of my life. Because it was when I realized that I had purpose, that there was a reason that I was here, and that it went beyond maybe teaching students in high school, that it went beyond maybe, just being a mom, right? I got married to the love of my life in 2014, but the biggest piece for me was understanding that sometimes shit has to be all broken up before you can put it in alignment. And that was my big takeaway. from the accident, that sometimes everything can be broken up in order to be in alignment. So with a broken neck and a broken wrist and a broken leg, I launched Equity Over Everything, which is my company that I have had a lot of success with. And in a time now where we are all needing to endure, where there is so much struggle, there's war, there's pain, there's abandonment, there's economic issues and health issues, in a world where we're experiencing all these things, my big takeaway has really been to stand firm and endure. I got word this week that Lenore Ryan has decided that they will no longer be supporting the Institute. And we are seeing this happen, not just in my work, but, across the country. And it is a moment of endurance for me now, right? I stand as an example of what does endurance look like in action. In action for me, endurance looks like loving on my community, showing up in the spaces that I'm supposed to show up in, giving the best of myself when I can, and when I can't, rejuvenating, getting well, and being prepared to endure. I don't use the word endure often. I usually use the word long suffering. But endurance, having the ability to endure is a gift. And we have the privilege to have life, to be here, and to have these experiences. And so as we stand in our power, that we must rely on each other, right? We must rely on each other to be good to each other. We must rely on each other to see the long suffering in others. So one of, I think, my superpowers is being able to identify the long suffering of others and provide a tinge of hope, assurance, or if nothing else, or just like, I feel you, right? Because we're all going through something. So I know a lot of people wanted me to get up here and talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we can do that, but behind the diversity, equity, and inclusion work is endurance, right? It's getting up every day. It's, I posted a picture this week, if you follow me on social media, of cosplay of me as Ariel, and I woke up this morning to get ready to come here, and somebody was like, I just think it's funny how you're culturally appropriating. Right? So I deal with that every day. The long suffering of the work of DEI, it's long suffering. And as we are attacked, as people are wanting to push back racial equity issues, homophobia, xenophobia, anti-Semitic, people are doing all these things. It is important that we are lights for those who are long suffering, and that we are lights for those who are enduring. Before I wrap up, I will say, when I started to research endurance, everybody talked about exercise. And as a former fat girl, I couldn't even believe I could relate, right? I couldn't believe I could relate to the endurance talk. But this is my 95th week on Peloton of consistent weeks. So that means I've exercised at least 4 days a week for the last 95 weeks. I learned to row this year, and I've rowed 225 times. I have the Peloton row. I bike on Peloton, and I've done over 630 rides over the last 95 weeks. I lift through Peloton, and I've done over 600 lifting sessions over the last 95 weeks. And I also hike on my Peloton tread, and I've done over 700 hikes since I've started this journey. The one thing that Peloton has taught me that I think is so critical is the amount of time that 30 seconds is. So if you exercise, 30 seconds is a long time. Right? And so I just want you to remember that long suffering is not 30 seconds, right? Long suffering is more like that 90-second interval that you have to do, right? Like it's the stretch. And so for me, I just want you all to remember that everybody's counting their minutes. Everybody's taking these steps. But what I love about being here, what's really dawned on me about the importance of being here, is that we're in community together and that we're enduring together. And that makes all of the difference.
Yes, Aisha Adams, so good.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you.